Good evening, intrepid heroes, and welcome to our DragonCon Town Hall special report. We have lots of exciting things to get to covering our health and safety. So, hi, Rachel. Hi, Mandy and
Hey,
Teddy. Thank
Tony.
you for sticking around. So we have a lot to get to, but I don't know if all of you just saw the last town hall where Caitlin so kindly jumped in and helped Crispy to announce our new baby dragon name. We all thought it was a single-headed dragon, but we have two heads this time around. Would you like to meet Nomi and Jenny from the Lock, everyone?
Oh, yes.
Definitely.
Yes. Oh, I saw the quick. Yeah, there it is. There's the graphic. But I was fortunate enough to keep hold of Nomi and
Oh,
Jenny.
so cute.
So our good friend Karen from finance won't be alone anymore from last year. So both of these dragons will be available in our DragonCon stores in just 2 short weeks. Woo. I'm ready. Are you ready? Deep breaths.
Will be.
Yes, the show will go on. We will be ready. We have some amazing questions that we kind of wanted to go through, and I wanted it to just be a nice, intimate dissection of what everybody's been clamoring about these past 48 hours. So, my first question, who should I ask first? Palm sweating, tension mounts. Rachel.
Okay.
This week, DragonCon decided to continue its efforts in ensuring fan health and safety by adding a proof of vaccination or negative COVID test that is given within 72 hours of badge pickup. Why add this measure so close to the actual convention?
Yeah, you had to start there.
Sure.
No, so it's an understandable question, and obviously one that we're getting a good bit with this change so close to the show. But we have been as transparent as possible. We have committed all along the way that we would remain in contact with the city, with all of our venues, with health officials that have kind of helped guide our path through this pandemic world. And we've said it all along that we are committed to keeping the DragonCon community safe. And honestly, with the rise in cases and looking at everything, some of the breakthrough cases, obviously with vaccinated individuals and just everything going on, we really felt it was a necessary step to keep our folks safe and keep our commitment to our people, while also allowing us to deliver an event that our fans deserve and will enjoy.
Yes. I'm definitely looking forward to the enjoy part. That's for sure. I know we all are, and we're getting there. Now, Mandy, could you define what DragonCon considers fully vaccinated?
I would be happy to. 2 weeks after your second dose of a 2-dose series vaccination like Moderna or Pfizer, and also 2 weeks after your single dose vaccine, which in this case would be the Johnson & Johnson, 2 weeks after, and you are considered fully vaccinated.
Okay. Now, along those same lines, can you tell us what are approvable methods for fans to get a COVID test within that 72-hour window before they pick up their badge?
Absolutely. An excellent question. The test must be a SARS-CoV-2 viral test. The scientific name is a nucleic acid amplification test, and I did have to look at my notes for that, that has been given emergency use authorization by the FDA. It includes many of the over-the-counter tests that you see at Walmart. I know I've seen some on Amazon, which are rapid home tests. We do have some things that they need to comply with, but most of them do. But I would check the fine print, and that is on our FAQ section on our updates on the website. Basically, just as long as we know there's documentation of who did the test. And another thing, I don't have a lot of information for tonight, but we will soon. We're working with several partners in the area to share some testing that can be done nearby and possibly even on site. So more details coming with that soon.
Did you just say possibly on-site COVID testing?
I did, and Rachel's not giving me the look.
I'm not.
So
not an easy look. We're working hard to make it happen.
That's
really
huge.
It
oh
is
my gosh. Well, I hope Go ahead. I'm
for
so
us
sorry.
to just make it as safe as possible and as
Sure.
easy as possible for our fans.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh, that's great. DragonCon truly, obviously I'm a bit biased about my favorite convention in the world because I know where my hat is hung, but this level of commitment that even close to the show you're willing to pivot and start doing all of these safety measures, it's hugely important. And to do the extra work of making those attempts, even to have it on site. I know that these are all plans that are working and haven't fully gelled together with fine details, but I appreciate that you offered that information tonight to everyone watching. That's awesome. Now,
Thank you
Rachel,
for asking.
absolutely. Now, pivoting to our own internal volunteers and directors, guests, professionals, performers, what will the process be like for them since they don't go through the same registration channels that a lot of our fans do?
Yeah, I'm happy to talk to that. So that's probably one of the trickier things in rolling out this protocol. But every badge pickup area across the show will have someone authorized to either view the vaccine card or the negative COVID test. So the expectation is those people in all of those areas that you mentioned all across the show would come prepared with their documentation. And then we would be able to process them their normal places, whether it's VIP badge pickup or the vendor areas and things like that. Now, our directors and volunteers specifically are going to receive a lot more detailed information very shortly.
Okay.
But the goal is basically to have the least amount of interruption to our current processes as possible. We already know that the show is a complex beast to build, and we certainly are not trying to make it more difficult for anyone, but we, knew that this protocol was very important to put into place, and we're working through the process to do that.
Oh, that's great. And I know that as we move closer to the show and we're putting all the pieces together, that's just valuable information. I know for myself, I'm lucky enough to have a small team of volunteers, so it pales in comparison to some of those really large, great pieces of the show, like safety and registration and tech ops. So I was able to just text all my volunteers and ask them to send me a copy of their vaccination card. So for those smaller departments, I know that it's going to be a lot easier and that the challenges are going to be for the larger ones, but I know that you guys are going to handle it amazingly. You always do. You're experts like that.
Well, thank you.
All right. Let's see here. What's another good question? Mandy?
Yes.
Now, the vaccination proof, when you go to pick up your badge and you've had your negative test within 72 hours, if you don't have your full vaccination, are any of the volunteers in registration keeping any of that medical data behind the counter to be shredded later? How's that going to work? Because we certainly want to be sensitive and protect our fans' private information. What are we going to do?
That is a wonderful question, and I'm glad you've asked it. We will not keep any information, any health information that you present, that you show. You can show it on your phone. You can have a physical copy, whatever's best for you. And we're simply going to be checking to make sure that the criteria that we've set in place is met before providing the badge. But no, we don't keep any of that. We don't want anything physical copies.
Cool, because I know that would be a concern of mine because my full legal first name is rather embarrassing, and I just don't need people to have that laying around.
I don't believe that.
That's good. It's true. You know what my first legal name is.
And it's not embarrassing.
It is.
It's not.
Rachel, do you know what it is?
Yes, but I was going to make up something even better if we want to go real embarrassing.
Do. Oh, yes.
Oh,
what do you think my full legal name is?
I think your full legal name is going to be, Oh, I don't know. I don't know what you fit. Hold on. This is going to take me, I can answer any of the other questions. And now, I want it to be so perfect because, what else describes Tony? That I'm going to plead the fifth on that one. Give me the harder ones. I'm ready.
Okay. All right.
Unless you want me to say you're real, but I'm not going to do that.
No. It's good. That's good. Tony is fine for the world to know. It's
all right.
Fine. And for people that are a little suspicious, Anthony is not actually my full legal first name. There's more to it than that. All right. So lots of good information. There's going to be a quiz for everyone later. Don't worry. We'll have plenty of golf pencils at registration for you to take the pop quiz. But I wanted to ask you, ladies, do you agree that the best source of this up-to-date and comprehensive DragonCon health and safety information is best found at our website?
Oh, for sure. Yes,
Okay.
absolutely. It is clearly, dragoncon.org/updates.
Okay,
That
awesome.
is the go-to place. It is where we, right there on the screen.
Yeah.
It's where we're keeping everything up to date for sure. Hopefully, there's not going to be additional changes, but if 2020's taught us anything, it's to stay flexible and know that things can change at a moment's notice. So anything that occurs between now and the show, we'll put up there. And even if it's not a change, we are constantly adding those frequently asked questions. If you go look to, even when we did the big announcement and the change with the proof of vaccination and everything, we also added, I want to say 6 to 8 questions on the mask mandate and everything else, clarifying points. So even if it's not big news, we are updating that frequently asked question with truly questions that we're seeing across the board. So we want to make sure our people amaze me with the level of detail that they have with the question. And so we're just trying to keep up with it there. So for sure, that website is definitely your go-to. And of course, if there's a big change, we have communicated across all of our social media channels. Our social team is phenomenal in helping us get that content pushed out. But we do first update that webpage.
Awesome. I just wanted to clarify that for everyone at home. I implore all of you, please, if there's a document aside from the amazing app, of course, that you would want to follow very closely is that safety and health guideline page on our update section of the website. Lots of great details. Like I revisit it several times a day to make sure that I'm getting my wording correctly in the DragonCon office when I'm replying to answers to fans' questions. So yeah, it's a great source of knowledge. It would help mitigate a lot of questions that people have if they just take the 5 to 10 minutes to read it thoroughly. I think they would come away feeling refreshed and invigorated and ready for an amazing DragonCon. So Mandy, is our event safe with all of these measures in place?
Yes. The safety of our fans has been paramount. That is something that hasn't changed this year. But from a pandemic front, we've gone to great lengths to adjust how the show runs, but to keep it as safe as possible for our fans. And we've been very transparent, as I think Rachel said earlier, about the process. Tonight, we talked a lot about the changes with the vaccine mandate or the negative COVID test. But anybody who has been following for a while knows that we have a long laundry list of other changes that we've been doing, including the reduced attendance through our cap, the adjustments that we made to the day passes, the requiring of the masks, which I know we've talked about a bit here, enhanced cleaning measures in all of our buildings, and many more. And while we're talking about safety, I'll go ahead and point out, as for the physical safety, just like normal years, we encourage our fans to report if they see something suspicious, to report something to our DragonCon safety teams. We'll once again be using the phone number that rings directly in safety. It's in the program book, and you'll signage directing you to safety throughout the event. We have hundreds of safety volunteers, hotel security, many off-duty Atlanta PD. And they're going to be working throughout the event. We do meetings with local law enforcement, with the city, to make sure we're benchmarking and keeping things as safe as possible. And we are once again doing that. And this year we have some additional layers of police support, both within the convention and in the surrounding city space. So safety is very important, and we are taking it very seriously.
Oh, always. I mean, I can neither confirm nor deny that occasionally if people misbehave in such a way that undercover police officers might step out and ask how your evening is going. So I've heard allegedly. I cannot confirm nor deny that those people are there on site and appear to spring out of the ceiling at a moment's notice when needed. But, just a rumor that I'd heard. But I know no one would ever need to test that to see if that's true or not. So Rachel, with all of these procedures and steps and changes, why have a DragonCon during a pandemic? Next on 2020.
Yeah. Wow. Maybe I should go back to the name question. No.
Hey.
Just kidding. It's, I mean, you just asked it right there. So it's a fair question. I'll start off saying that. And honestly, you know, we're having DragonCon for the same reason that we always have DragonCon, because it's awesome and it's fun and it brings people joy. And quite honestly, I don't know what any of us need more right now. DragonCon lets us be ourselves for just a few days and get away from anything else. And I cannot think of anything that is more needed right now. So the truth is, we don't know when the pandemic will end. It could last another year. It could last longer. It could be done. You don't know. And at some point, we all need to get back to living our lives. To the extent in that new normal, if you will, and to the extent that DragonCon can be a part of that, we welcome the opportunity, and we've worked really, really hard on how to do that. So at the same time, with this commitment and wanting to put it on, we're not blinded by the circumstances around us, clearly. We believe we have taken a prudent approach, like literally fine-tooth combing every single aspect of the convention to adopt a set of health and safety protocols that will help reduce the spread of COVID. This includes the new one that was just announced, with requiring the proof of vaccinations and the negative COVID test, and requiring masks indoors in all the convention venues. Also, as I think Mandy mentioned just before, limiting attendance. That is a huge one, y'all. We're expecting 50% of what we have expected for the last several years. So a big difference to help keep the spacing better, to keep the flow better, to keep just our people, safer in general. And finally, we trust our fans and attendees to take the right steps for themselves and act in their own best interest. So for fans that aren't comfortable attending a live convention, that's okay. We've created like a super cool, jam-packed live stream version. If you guys saw, DragonCon goes virtual last year. It's kind of some of the best of things from that. So we're excited to bring that to people who, aren't ready to enter a live convention. And, we've created it. We're hoping that they enjoy it as much as we enjoyed putting it together. And, and then be able to do that in the comfort of their own home with the company of, close friends and family. So for us, that hybrid approach especially gives us the ability to reach fans in all different, levels of comfort. And that's what we wanted to do in this time. And like I say, we set forth with a lofty goal. And yes, we have had to adjust many times this year. I can't, our volunteers alone, I can't thank them enough. So, but that's why. I mean, I know it probably could have been a shorter answer, but truly, there's a lot of reasons why.
Those are all really great answers and very relevant and so helpful to everyone that's watching. Now, I know I can speak for other fans when I share the gratitude that we all have for the hard work and efforts in going into putting on a DragonCon. Like personally, professionally, I mean, we've all interacted with each other for many, I'm not going to tell our age, for a long time. And I just want to say thank you. I know that naysayers can be very loud when they want to be heard. And those people that are content and happy don't always speak up. But I know that there are so many happy fans out there. And I know we're all just itching to get back together so that we can all have a really great celebration together. Now, before we go on to Q&A, I took advantage during the previous town hall to source a couple of questions that I found, if that's okay, if we could do a little Q&A. Sure. All right, cool. We want to stick around for another couple of minutes? You're good?
Yeah.
All right, excellent. Just want to make sure, because when you're done, you can be like, turn the camera off and just walk away and be like, well, that was fun. Thanks.
Right, because that's still like us.
Mic drop.
Tony, you could just keep it going.
Yeah.
Whatever do you mean?
Right.
All right. So George from Facebook asks, will an image or photocopy work for proof of vaccination?
Great question, George. And absolutely. A photocopy on a smartphone will work just as well.
Agree, because that's definite proof that there's not going to keep it in registration because you're going to walk away with your phone once you show your picture.
Absolutely.
Gotcha. Now, Andrew on Twitter asks, why aren't you offering Saturday passes? Ooh, that's a big one.
That is a big one. I'll take that one.
Okay.
You know, if you've ever been to DragonCon, you know that Saturday is our most packed day. Sometimes hard to move around, and probably I'm using the term sometimes loosely. But you know, we love in a normal year that so many of our supporters here from Atlanta get to come out and watch the spectacular parade, come in, purchase a day membership, and come enjoy a bit of that DragonCon that we're bringing to the city and all those things. But you know, honestly, when we were looking at it this year, it just didn't feel safe or appropriate for that, with all of the goals that we had set forth for us, and you know, making sure that we had space for the spacing, for the flow, all of those things. So additionally, like with having the parade closed to DragonCon members only, we also thought it was a good decision so that we could openly communicate it, and there was no confusion out to those people that generally had that, so that they could make plans accordingly, whether it was to buy a different membership and join us, or whether it was to, you know, watch the parade at home on the CW and not even come into Atlanta. So we're also looking out for those people so that they could plan well. But overall, it just didn't feel like it was accomplishing our goals to continue to offer that for this year.
Completely understand. But like I've told fans that were looking for that Saturday only badge option on GrowTix, that if they wanted to enjoy Saturday events and maybe they could sneak in a Friday and a Sunday to also come and enjoy DragonCon, that it's almost financially worthwhile to just get the full weekend membership, because our analytics have allocated enough full weekend memberships for those people that may be only able to visit for a couple of days. So you're not completely out of the option of enjoying Saturday, but it would include you purchasing a 5-day membership. Yeah, that's good. All right, Sarah from Facebook. Ooh, this is a good one. Will there be a special mask for sale at DragonCon this year?
Okay, I will take this one. No, we did consider it. We took a lot of time talking about it, but what we ultimately decided is that the swag that we sent our fans, our fabulous fans who rolled over from 2019 to 2020, they chose to roll over with us. And so we decided we wanted to keep the masks we sent them as a special collectible item, and not to produce any others. So, but we do know that several of our vendors have some really creative masks. We've seen them as they've gone on event. So you can shop online if you're not actually at the event. But so there's some really cool ones there that you'll have to check out.
I'm looking forward to it, because I've seen some crazy cool designs, because I really love the two different designs that DragonCon did, the one that was for our Eternal members and the one that was for our fans that rolled over their memberships. And I was like, ooh, it'd be really great if COVID went away and we didn't need masks, but if we needed to have a mask. So yeah, I'm glad that our vendors are stepping up going, well, we'll design something for you, because it helps them out too, but it also makes people look really kind of cool with pop culture referenced masks. I was trying to think of a nice way to say a lot of the different ones that I've seen have all incorporated like the old carpet images and Loki, because it's being filmed in the Marriott. So I'm excited to see all the different ones, because who doesn't need more masks in their life? I know I do. Right. All right. Mary from YouTube asks if the DCTV subscription is good for a few months, as in previous years, or for a full year like 2020 was.
Yay. I'm so glad somebody asked, because this is one aspect I'm really excited about. So after DragonCon goes virtual last year and all the successes of it, we took the opportunity to upgrade our streaming platform, which is really exciting. And with that, yes, you still have it. It's actually, I think, even kind of cooler, because we're looking at maybe changing the content mid-year. But if you purchase a streaming membership for this year, you can log on whenever you purchase it. Obviously, during the event, we will have the 2 live streams running, one main events and one fan track events, as well as our catalog of our archive material, so you can kind of look through it. But it will run through June 1st of 2022. So it's a firm stop, but it gives you plenty of time So you can enjoy the show. You can take part in kind of what's going on. A lot of our stuff with our streaming, we're going to do also cool stuff on our social media platforms so that you can actually interact as well. Our Discord is coming back. But that DCTV membership is great because you'll keep it to June 1st in case, November, December, January rolls around and you're just missing us.
Yeah.
You can just pull it on up and catch up on some of your favorites maybe, or catch some new ones that you've never seen before.
Awesome. Now I saw in the earlier town hall, a question popped up. I don't think it got answered in Crispy's town hall, but the question was, okay, I'm a fan that has a membership. I'm at DragonCon. Would it behoove me to also pick up a streaming membership while I'm at the show for stuff that I might miss? What kind of advice would you give that fan?
For sure. I would say absolutely, because, the one complaint we hear most about DragonCon, lots of people, I get that, but also is really about there's just too much going on to decide where to do, and you can't be in all the places at one time.
Right.
So I absolutely encourage you, because we're having the 2 streaming, obviously, channels, but then the content that we capture in the 2021 show and record, we will also, once the event is over, be adding all of that content as well. So it really does serve as kind of like your own little time traveling device, if you will, where you can kind of go check out everything that might have been existing at the same time. So absolutely. And this year we made a change where it is now $10 available for anyone that wants to purchase, whether you're going to be at the in-person event or not. And the only exception to that, and I only mention it because I was kind of in the comments on the last town hall as well, helping answer questions. The only exception to that is if you read the frequently asked questions, we did offer, understanding that some people might not want to attend the in-person convention, that if you are holding a 2020 membership and are electing not to attend for whatever reason, they can reach out to the office or you and get that streaming membership for free, because we do want to make sure they're able to join us in some way, shape, or form. So
absolutely. Yeah, I'm happy to help guide our fans that are going to stay home, that have a membership and are going to join us in person, to send that to them. I'll send a lovely note from me and the company welcoming them to the streaming platform. I've got a list ready to go. Is there going to be a hard stop for that request as we start kind of like closing up the office and moving to the show, where we're not as easily accessible to the office emails?
You crack me up. You have put me on the spot, because I saw that email from you today. You can see my cheeks get red.
I didn't get an answer, so I thought, why not here? No, I'm kidding. You don't have to answer that. That could be a time to be determined. But
that is smooth. I do want to say, no matter what is decided, I do want our fans to understand that we do close up the office at the first of that week on Monday. So you will not be answering emails during that week. So we'll have some internal dialogue about whether that will be the deadline, or if people will just need to understand that they will not be able to get a streaming membership during that time if they reach out. So do it now. And then we can follow up when we get back, since the goodness is there until June 1st. So either way, but Tony, I'm getting your message out as I promised. And that is that if you email the office for that streaming code, understand that we pack up on Monday to begin going up on site. And we will not have access to those emails at that time. So please think of that. So if you plan on not joining us, totally understandable. It is all about personal choice and personal comfort. But please do reach out, and Tony can set you up with that code.
Yes, I would be delighted to do it. Right, because the past streaming system worked under a code. So yeah, easy slip of the tongue. But I've got it ready to rock and roll for everyone. Awesome. Since this is probably my last town hall before I get fired tomorrow for putting my bosses on the spot.
No, thank you. Not at all.
No, everything's fine. Okay, so I see we have one more question, but I have like a nice warm and fuzzy to finish things off from our great dialogue that we've had throughout the evening. But Jen from YouTube, for those that are getting tested, do they need to have a physical printout with negative results, or will email results count, or maybe a picture of it? What are the deciding factors?
Mandy's thing's not working. One moment.
I'm back. Sorry.
Okay. She was putting my write-up together for tomorrow.
I'm very passionate about the answer, so I didn't want to jump in.
Well, yes. Great question, Jen. We don't want any results emailed to our office because, again, like we talked about earlier, your medical information is your medical information. A picture on a phone, or you show us the results and we give them right back to you. Either will work.
Perfect. That's that. Nice and sweet. I love it. But speaking of nice and sweet, ladies, to wrap us up, unless does Mel backstage or Sean backstage have any more questions for us to get to, or are we wrapping up?
Okay.
Imzadi at Facebook. Is there a program scheduled for DCTV so we know which events will be on the streaming service?
You really lost steam in that, Tony.
I can't.
You started high energy.
Sorry, I tried.
Okay, it was good starting, and then I feel like
Then it was like there were a lot more words than I thought when I first glanced, and I was like, oh man.
Right, bad choice. So there will absolutely be a program schedule. We're actually working on that. That's a big part of the push today when we were talking about the app getting updated for tomorrow. We have gotten to a point where, it's always going to change, but that it is relatively stable at the moment.
Okay.
And so we will begin designing that schedule now. The team has already asked about that and started working on it. So certainly we will get that out as soon as we have it, but there will be a schedule that you guys can see it. Also, because I'm just going to take this time to plug anything I want as well, it is kind of cool. So we're working on the app has a lot of the virtual content that we're offering, both on the streams as well as the things that the track directors are doing separately on Twitches or on their YouTubes or on anything like that. So that was something we heard really loud and clear at DragonCon Goes Virtual was, it's so overwhelming. How do I find it? And now in the app, they are loaded. We're working on cleaning up the searchability of it. But if you look at a track schedule, you're going to see some that are identified as Twitch or YouTube or anything like that, so that you can kind of catch any of your favorites that you want.
Oh my gosh. I love it. I knew this was going to happen when we had the virtual show last year, that you couldn't put Pandora back in her box, that for this year, we're going to have to start putting some streaming, awesome online content.
And they have absolutely, done it. The track directors and their teams have, it is exciting to see what they have continued to do, both stuff in advance as well as getting it ready for the show. It's going to be a great one. But you're right. We open the box and nothing will ever be the same.
No, which is good. Change is good. Onwards and upwards, right? So speaking of those changes, good, ladies, what are you most looking forward to at DragonCon this year? And go.
Yeah, I was going to say so many. Oh, that was so cute. It made me look like I was thinking. I love that. The ASL. That's really neat. Sorry, I get distracted. What am I most looking forward to? I mean, the people. Like, I don't see how anybody can be like looking forward to anything more. It has been, I swear, the longest 2 years of my life. And not being, when we say that DragonCon is home, it is no joke. It is our home. It is our family. Both obviously physically family, as well as, metaphorically family. And so for me, it's just being with those people, and especially, we've all been through a lot, and being together and all those things. And honestly, also seeing the stored up creativity of these people, being, 2 years in their houses, I'm sure, working on cosplay. I cannot wait. I'm going to think optimistically that not everybody was a procrastinator and still waited till the last minute, but I'm going to think that some people are going to have spent these 2 years on really, busting out their skills, and I can't wait to see it. Mandy?
Awesome.
I am pretty much along the same lines. I am looking forward to being back with my people. Even though it's going to be a different year and I'm not going to be able to hug on everybody like I typically do, but for instance, when you're riding down the escalator and you see somebody in a cosplay and you're like, oh, that's so creative. Nobody else is going to know what that is because it's some minuscule, something, but everybody knows what it is because that's our group. They get us there. So just to be in a square mile of everybody, and to just get back, it was a rough year, and to just get back to normalcy. I need this show.
Same. I need it. Oh my gosh. Thank you, ladies, so much for joining us for a special report. We had lots of built up questions over the past couple of days, so I'm glad that we were able to put this together for everyone to hopefully help streamline the process. This is being recorded, so you'll be able to visit it if you joined us late and watch it from the beginning. And again, please go to our update page on our DragonCon website so that you can see up-to-the-minute changes in policy to keep our fans safe and healthy. All right, everyone. Thanks again for joining us. We look forward to seeing you next Thursday night for our final town hall before we go into the show, where the Fab Five moderators are all going to get together. We've got something really special in store, and we hope that you join us next Thursday night at 7:30. Ladies, thank you. Teddy, as always, you're a gift. I appreciate all that you do for the community.
Yes, thank you.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Come on, Naomi. Come on, Jenny. We got places to go. Come on.